Crypto presents exciting new opportunities for the investment-minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. A dedicated NFT dashboard that evaluates NFT collections and assets by our machine learning algorithm to find the most profitable and secure NFTs across all available blockchains. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live early today. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. This show is brought to you by Astrobot Society. Astrobot Society, what's that? Well, follow it on Twitter at Astrobot Society. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live with special break-ins like today. And if the content works for you, smash the like button. We are not giving up on our goal of 2,000 likes on a stream. So let's welcome who's here. Right, for the for the surprise stream, we have AZ Israr is here first. Mr. Malik is here, right? We have a very long name. Let's go, Bill. We appreciate you. Okay. Aaron S says, Bill, you're not sharing your screen. Okay. I will try to get, we're going to get a stream. If I can get a stream where I always share, I got to get to 2,000 likes. That'll be the deal. You guys smash the like button. If I can get through a whole stream while not forgetting to share screen. Okay, Kentucky is here. Okay, Wrong Again likes the early time. Well, and I got notorious love for that. Oxford is here. Okay, somebody wants to do Bitcoin Cash. Okay, Levy is dubbing me Wild Bill to go with Notorious and Sheepdogs. The more memes, the better. Andre wants some good news. Don't go anywhere. I've got some. Okay. Oh my God. Somebody is up here from California. Welcome. Okay. Top Recruit says, Miss Notorious, don't worry, I'm back. Hello from London, right? Fort Worth. It's raining out there. Dublin, Ireland is here, right? Peapock, welcome. Wi-Fi Rudy, right? Boss Nova, a regular welcome. The Middle East is here. South Florida, the Philippines, welcome, right? We have France is here. Puerto Rico. And again, we want to extend a special welcome to anybody out there in Europe who is frankly miserable at the hands of Mr. Putin and higher electricity prices. We are going to give you all the information you need to make as much money in crypto as possible. Again, not investment advice, but we are watching out and thinking of you. All right, let's dive into the news. Let's get busy right now. Sharing the screen. Okay, here we go. We have somebody saying that there's 32,000 ETH, $59 million worth of NFTs used as collateral on some protocol. And for the first time ever, these NFTs are in serious peril of liquidation. A thread on the single biggest risk to the NFT market that no one is talking about. No, here's what nobody is talking about except me. Art and stocks, art and the economy, art and the rest of the world are not correlated. And as I've noted, like the dot-com crash, nobody wanted Amazon in 2002. Warren Buffett wouldn't touch the Google IPO in the wake of the tech bust. Nobody wanted Facebook in 2008. Nobody wanted any of the FANG stocks in 2010. And guess what, right? Everyone is either going to puke out their NFTs or the NFT market will reach some sort of Celsius level max fear when, oh, right before it's the perfect time to take advantage of the fact that art and stocks are not correlated. Now, of course, I can't give you specific NFT advice. However, I would remind you that tokenmetrics.com now has an AI and machine learning driven NFT grade that is available to our $19 a month subscribers. And Astrobot Society will be issuing an NFT that gives you a lifetime subscription to Token Metrics. So as everybody capitulates in art, and your friendly neighborhood analyst is saying art and stocks and art and the economy are not correlated, and you can get a little bit of AI going when you hunt for NFTs, maybe you should think about that. Most important thing to think about is it's max fear, right? It's, oh my God, the NFT market's going to zero. Oh my God, everyone's getting liquidated. Okay, maybe people will get liquidated, but maybe this is just like, disaster hysteria. Instead of it coming from the media, it's coming from Twitter. Like, can you imagine what happens when this work, these tweets hit the media in 3 days, right? Remember what we talked about, mid-August, sell, come back before Labor Day, right? When everyone's on the beach and goes, oh, well, I don't have to worry about buying. And then all of a sudden it'll turn higher. All of a sudden, out of the ashes of the fear will rise the monster rally for the ETH merge. How monster of a rally could it be? Oh my God, stay tuned for some shocking numbers. They're so shocking, I don't even know if I should say it. Point is, max fear in art is here. Okay, now this is this elaborate text where this protocol is making all kinds of changes to things like margin requirements. And I don't know if this is max fear or if this is the legitimate Celsius event that has another leg to it. But the bottom line is, if you look at ETH, right, if you just go to a little bit of quick live TA, right, ETH on a 4-hour chart has got support at 1525. And frankly, Santa would be 1400. That's the old 2017 high. So that's a little bit of live TA for you this morning. Now, let's get right into your market update. Okay. PowerPoint's been redecorated. Hope you like it. Max fear, right? Fear, greed. Tom Brady pays $600,000 for a Bored Ape. Madonna follows. I don't know, 6-8 months later, NFTs are going to zero, right? Sell celebrities, buy disaster, right? Okay, here's the NFT tweet that we talked about. Now, let's talk about leverage in the system. This is really the issue, right? The NFT issue is a leverage issue. ETH futures, they're still over leveraged, right? Everyone has bought, either has purchased ETH on leverage and is trying to hold on for the merge. And this is what could create a final heave, which is why we're breaking in this morning early. Because if there's a final heave lower, I want you to have this recording before that happens. Again, looking out for you here. ETH futures leverage on Glassnode. Okay, leverage has peaked and come off, but it may come off a little more. So in my GAN work, I had support at 1500. That's on my Twitter, crypto_noble. You can check that out. Or you can just simply think about the idea of what happens if there's just like this big wick down in ETH. Now, in Bitcoin, leverage is actually increasing as the market goes down. This leads me to believe that, there's a lot of short selling and hedging going on in Bitcoin. So that could be miners, Mt. Gox, that could be Michael Saylor hedging. There's hedging pressure in Bitcoin. Obviously, it never rallied as altcoins went up. So as Bitcoin goes lower, shorting gets higher, fear gets higher. Okay, fine, right? Let them do the fear trade in Bitcoin. Everybody's talking about a retest of 1900. We do have 19,000. We do have support there. It is a technical target. I get it. Everybody is spending too much time talking about the next 5 to 7% that crypto can go down, and not enough time talking about what crypto upside there is once this oh my God trade is over. Now, miners are also capitulating in Bitcoin, right? First they waited to see what happened. They bought Bitcoin. A lot of them were selling electricity in Texas. They made more money selling electricity than Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden they started selling their Bitcoin, or they started selling futures as a hedge or whatever. Okay. I think when you see everybody giving up in Bitcoin, that can be the low. Now, miners are pretty smart, so there is a flip side to this. I don't want to act like I know everything. I don't. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at this chart, right, when you look at what's going on here, a lot of times miners can sort of puke at lows. They puked right around, kind of like the fall and summer lows. Okay. Fear is high. Fear is high, and probably the biggest news item to hit crypto since I don't even know when, maybe since ETH first came out, is going to hit the market in September. And everyone's already forgotten about it. Everyone's like Google searching ETH merged like a week and a half ago when we told you to exit. Now everyone's like, oh, it's going to zero. Yeah. Like, some guys are tweeting that YouTube influencers are talking about $300 ETH. Okay. In order for ETH to go to $300, it has to go much, 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 much higher for that to happen. Okay. No one's talking about that. Now, Bitcoin obviously still has problems. This is an accumulation index from Glassnode. I'm not sure how I feel about this. In purple, it shows heavy buying. That's Michael Saylor. Now over here, it's yellow and no one's interested. And no one was interested in September of last year. No one is interested in buying at a bottom. When you see no one interested and people talking about art going to zero, right, when you want to be doing art and the economy is not correlated. Okay, now, just in case you think the economy is okay, we'll give you a little bit of news from Europe that might also make the case for looking at art, given what those poor people are going through. I have that too. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like button while you're at it. Okay, Bitcoin, just looking at some straight up quant levels. This is an automated thing that draws support and resistance using machine learning and AI from Token Metrics. And it is my new bread and butter. So 19,300 is a level everyone is talking about. I even understand Coinbase Research is talking about it. Okay, maybe they bought themselves a subscription. And 21,700 is probably like a resistance or maybe a stuck zone for Bitcoin. Okay, ETH, ETH zooms around up and down through these levels. 1566 is support. I would not doubt an overshoot to 1459. I would also not doubt that as of this recording, right, around 11 Eastern, right, on Monday, that, who knows, maybe it's over. Maybe it's over. Or they're just going to do one more, oh my God, flush, panicking on NFTs, hedging, whatever, right? If everybody needs to go out and hedge their NFTs, it reinforces the old Wall Street adage that hedges are something that little doggies pee on, meaning that everybody always hedges at the bottom, right? Smart money hedged at 2,000. Everyone who's panicking about NFTs is going to hedge with ETH at 1,500, when hopefully people who believe in a bullish September may be hoovering up ETH, not investment advice. Zcash acting like a heartbreaker, right? I wanted to get it at 61. I thought it would just be Santa if I did. Here it is at 61, and I'm feeling a little chicken, right? Not too chicken. Obviously I'm a huge believer. I'm practically a Zcash maximalist, but who knows? You may get it at 51 if everyone loses their mind, right? And at 35, I'm moving my kids' money in there, just so you know, right? So again, not investment advice, but that is my plan. 61 is a key level. I would love to see it hold 61 and ETH to hold 1,500, especially with everybody screaming about, Chicken Little and the world's coming to an end. because of NFT liquidation. Now, Avalanche, 23 is support, 18.5 underneath that, 14 if it's a disaster, right? Again, you want these levels because you want to know where the wick is going to be in the market. If there is a wick, right? Now, if there's a wick in Solana, it's 29.77, and you can be very encouraged if Solana somehow gets above 36. I chart these big altcoins because a lot of people own them. The fact of the matter is, I think once this ETH merge trade starts, ETH could be the one coin show, right? They may squeeze out the Bitcoin shorts, right? But ETH could be the one-man band. Don't doubt it, right? Don't doubt that we could see a one-coin market and all these ETH killers, you know, they had a huge rally off their lows. I'm not saying that they have no value proposition, but if ETH is crowned king for a month, right? Kind of like being prom king for that year, right? If ETH is king for a month, right? These coins may underperform and ETH may go up a lot. Now, let's talk about the Fed, central banks, tightening, etc. Everybody is hysterical over inflation. We know it's horrible. You know, it's horrible, okay? But look at what is going on in Europe. Commodity factories shuttered in Europe due to soaring housing prices. Look at German and French electricity prices. You're like at the bottom left, you're like, is this an altcoin chart? Is that on DEX tools? Can I FOMO into this? Bro, it's electricity prices. It's the cost of power. Where do you think this is going to be in December, right? Population will rebel. The Swiss police chief. Wait a minute. Is it the Los Angeles or Chicago police chief? No. The Swiss police chief. You know, that nice country with beautiful scenery where everybody is all super polite, right? Where Ethereum headquarters is. Swiss police chief fears social unrest from winter power shortages. I mean, have you ever seen a statement from the Swiss police? The Swiss police are worried. Now, what's going to happen in, I don't know, Berlin? What's going to happen in Italy? I mean, if the Swiss and the Germans are in trouble, what is going to happen in what they call the peripheral countries in Europe? You haven't even heard about that. Probably because it's such a disaster, they're just keeping it quiet. How is the central bank, how is the Fed going to jam on the brakes, right? Let's face it, what the Fed does impacts the world. So the Fed's going to go off in September. We've known this. We've talked about it. You're sick of hearing it. They're going to go off in September, but everybody's afraid they're going to go off forever. What? Putin's going to sink them with electricity, and we're going to sink Europe with interest rates? Europe is our ally, right? They're our allies. My father's cousin landed at Normandy. Everybody is forgetting about our friends in Europe. Yes, we have to raise rates in the United States to try to prevent inflation, but that doesn't mean we want everybody in Europe to freeze to death under a siege by Putin. The Fed's done in September. Meanwhile, everybody is hysterically bullish in the dollar because the euro is going to zero. The euro does have its problems, obviously, because the economy of Europe is deeply affected by this electricity thing. So people are buying the dollar and selling the euro with reckless abandon, driving DXY higher in my face. Not happy about this going up only on me. All right. But it's going up only, right? And let them take it to 110. They have to do what they have to do. Okay? They have to do what they have to do. The Fed's done in September. They're done for the foreseeable future. They cannot tighten and drive Europe into the Stone Age. So they want to buy the dollar, please do. But again, where is this going to be in September? Where is this going to be in November and December? They're going to be talking about central bank accommodations to help the poor people in Europe. That includes the Fed. Speaking of accommodation, this is a complex chart from the bond market. So the candlestick chart shows like 1-year interest rates in the United States, which will follow whatever the Fed does. Okay, so 1-year interest rates are moving up. Meanwhile, a metric that comes from the bond market showing what, like, say, longer-term bonds would require as compensation for inflation, it's called an inflation break-even, is falling. So rates up, bond market's perception about future inflation more chill. Okay. 6 months ago, it was the opposite, right? Bond market metrics for compensation for inflation were exploding, and then interest rates followed. Now we're flipping around and we're just ridiculous. This is the bond market flipping, right? Rates above where the bond market thinks, inflation should be, kind of. It's complicated. But again, with this metric, the bond market is telling you the Fed's got to chill out. And that is good for crypto, because I forgot to tell you that, right? Bad for Europe, right? Fed done, right? Bond market chilling on inflation. What does that mean? Well, it means, why is everyone selling ETH at 1,500? Seriously, what's everyone doing, right? We wanted everybody out in the middle of August. Now we wanted everybody back in when the money managers were at the beach near the end of August. And who knows, it may bottom at 1,500 today, and there may be one final heave, right? If it hangs out today, leveraged players may go, okay, I'm safe. Ugh. All right. You want to be there if those guys get liquidated. All right. Now let's drive the point home with some crazy analysis. So let's compare Web 2 to Web 3. Everybody is all into Web 3 now. Everyone's talking about Web 3 this and Web 3 that. Okay, let's talk about it. So we have FANG, okay, on the left, the top left. That's the Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, etc. Okay, in July of last year, that index was at 78. Now it's at 130. That's up 67% from where it was in July. Well, want to have a laugh? Last July, ETH was at 1,700. If ETH followed FANG, right, and was up 67%, ETH would be at 5,100. So either FANG Web 2 is way overvalued, or ETH at 17 or 1,500 is way undervalued. Okay, now I'm not going to go with the thumbnail for the show, ETH 5,000. Okay, but why not? Why not ETH 3,500? Why is everyone selling ETH at 1,500? Okay, why is everybody selling art when art and what's going on in Europe is not correlated? Okay, now a more reasonable look, I guess, or a more, I guess you could say, modest look at comparison is Marathon Bitcoin versus Bitcoin shows Bitcoin pretty much, where it's supposed to be versus the stock of a mining company. So Bitcoin is kind of at fair value, but if you compare Web 2 to Web 3, either FANG has got to crash or ETH has got to go much, much, much higher. Can you imagine people selling ETH at 1,500 at the end of August and having ETH at 4,000 at the beginning of October? Who's talking about that? I only know one guy that's talking about that kind of move. Actually, two guys talking about that kind of move. I am number 3, and that is the market update. Okay. All right. Now, sharing the screen includes stopping sharing the screen. We're trying out a new webcam today, so I'm looking at the charts when I'm talking to you. Feel free to drop a like or comment if you like that. I got to make sure not to shake the table. All right. Actually, shaking the table might give you a little bit of effect for ETH at 1,500. I mean, what are these guys doing? Okay. Okay. Joseph Green says that's the price Bill can't even mention, right? Mike says the webcam looks good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. 1,700 plus 67% is not 5K. Okay. I will revisit the math on that. Sorry about that. I just realized that is not true. I will redo the math. The point is, FANG is much higher than where ETH is, right? And nobody is talking about ETH going back to a new high, okay? Nobody. Everybody thinks this ETH merge is something to worry about. I think the merge, missing the trade off the merge is something to worry about. Sorry about the math, okay? Okay, so somebody's giving Joe Biden a hard time, right? And then somebody else is coming in and saying, hey, wait a minute. So it's not Joe Biden's fault that the Fed printed, $6 trillion between 2008 and 2020, and then turned around and decided to print 6 trillion in March of 2020, and then tell you that inflation was transitory. So they gave us a triple whammy. The Fed running the printing press ran across multiple administrations. And what's the executive branch of the US government going to do about that? Okay. Now, if there is an egregious thing with the executive branch of the US government, it may be signing an Inflation Reduction Act that involves $900 billion in spending. Okay. Make no mistake, central banks created this problem, and cryptocurrency will wind up being the solution. Okay. Caleb wants to know, can Europe cancel winter this year? For those people's sake, they're hoping for a mild winter. However, there is a military acronym that says hope is not a tactic. Okay. EWT is on a tear, somebody is noting. All right. Cape Town is also here. Okay. Baby Whale says, the lower you squat, the higher you jump. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Let me just go to the PowerPoint here. And that is the market update. That is the market update. I mean, that is how I'm approaching this. Okay, so we have NFT transactions projected to hit 40 million by 2027. Okay.
Not sharing screen.
Right. All right, here we go. Here comes NFT news, hot off the press. Okay, we're gonna do a little news circle back for you here, coming right up. So let's take a look at the news of the day. Okay, NFT transactions projected to hit 40 million by 2027 amid the metaverse uptrend. Okay. Moonbirds, Bored Apes, and NFTs have misled buyers on IP rights. According to Galaxy Digital, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Moonbirds, and many NFT holders have misled their buyers on IP rights, falsely marketing IP rights to their buyers. Okay, Galaxy Digital says the Creative Commons license makes it impossible for NFT holders to defend their ownership rights in court. Oh, men behaving badly, right, in crypto. Men behaving badly. What else is new? And again, bad news in NFTs, right? Art and stocks are not correlated. What kind of art do you want to buy? Do you want to buy art that costs $600,000? Well, maybe if you're a high net worth individual. Or do you want to do some value investing in art? What do you think, right? The first wave of anything is always bunk, all right? Or the first wave of anything is always like, you know, I don't know, the ICO craze, right? Where, you know, there's 4 or 5 real survivors and everything else is, okay? The value investor, the Warren Buffett mentality of, you know, being enthusiastic when everyone else is fearful. Okay. Gas crisis sends the euro back below parity against the dollar. You know, we've covered that. The Chinese yuan dips to a 2-year low as the People's Bank of China eases again. Fed rate hikes, right? Driving dollar up and everyone else's currencies lower. How much more can the planet take, right? If the dollar is the world's reserve currency and Jerome Powell loses his mind, okay, and keeps going after September, the world's going to implode, right? I mean, I drove somewhere to a town in Texas between Austin and San Antonio. We drove down a street, and of the 12 or 15 houses we passed, 6 were for sale. Okay? So they're going to freeze in Europe, right? The Chinese currency is collapsing, and everybody is trying to sell their home in the United States. A huge percentage of millennials, aka young people, regret the fact that they settled for more expensive, smaller homes, and they regret it now. And remember, go back to 2008. What happened back then? Well, if you bought a $700,000 house that plummeted to $400,000, what are you going to do with that house? You're going to pay it off, or you're going to turn the keys into the bank and go rent something? You're going to turn the keys in. So if the Fed crashes housing, how's the Fed going to be tightening more? They're not. They're just not. So there's all these signals in the legacy world where it's like, okay, right? All these signals going, they're done in September, or they're at least done for the moment, right? They only have to be done for 3 months for crypto to just whoosh, move. And again, we'll fix the math on that ETH spreadsheet, moving a little bit too fast. The point is, ETH can do a lot better than anybody thinks. Okay. Celsius spent over $40 million on crypto mining in the first 2 weeks after bankruptcy. Again, more men behaving badly, more negative headlines. Okay. Australia unveils plans for crypto regulation, unlike anywhere else in the world. Okay. Let's see how bad this looks. Wow, crypto regulators will be informed by a phase of comprehensive token mapping research, according to Australia's treasurer. Okay, again, who can come down faster on crypto? Now, you're like, Bill, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. It's scary. And when are you supposed to get involved? When it's scary. When are you supposed to get out? When everyone's Googling ETH merge at 2000. Credit card balances grow at the fastest pace in decades. How, you may wonder, how is the U.S. consumer whose real wages are falling, meaning their actual wages minus inflation? So if they don't get a raise, the higher inflation goes, the lower their purchasing power. So how are they paying for gas? How are they buying back to school stuff? How's that happening? On credit cards. This is what happened in 2007 and 2008. Everybody paid the top for housing, and then like household debt got out of control, right? So how are people paying for things? Well, credit. And what's the Fed going to do? They're going to jam rates higher one more time, and people are going to look at their credit card statement and realize they're paying 35% interest. Americans opened up 233 million new credit cards in the second quarter of 2022, the most since, drumroll, 2008. Okay. Right. Exactly. Right. I need to see a doctor about my throat. There are more allergies in my location. So, everybody is walking around with a box of Kleenex, and don't worry, my throat is okay. Okay. ETH at the CME was the top. Yes. ETH options at the CME. Every time there's a new product introduced, crypto can get hammered. Okay. I'm of the opinion that you let them hammer this market between now and Labor Day. Now, that could be 2.5 painful weeks, right? Because think about it, right? You're trying to be long, you're trying to buy, you're trying to hold on. It goes up, it fails, it makes a new low, it wicks. Oh, it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. That's why I wanted you to, let it be awful. Let everyone's head get messed up, right? What's the point of getting out of the way of these things? Well, you can get out of the way so you can keep your head clear. I mean, there's an obvious P&L. There's an obvious P&L strategy. There's an obvious P&L angle, right? But it's about keeping your head clear. So when it's like, oh my God, NFT news, right? And what happens when Web 2's got to catch, when Web 3 catches up with Web 2, regardless of the math? What happens, right? Is Web 2 going to come crashing down? Well, maybe. You know, has predicting that, has calling for that ever worked? Maybe that's an October trade or a November trade. But why is everybody talking about bad news at the dawn of Web 3? Think about it. Everybody is talking about the end of the world right as the new world is dawning. Right? Okay, so ETH plus 67%, someone helping me with the math, is 2,800. Thank you for helping me with that. I got a little bit over enthusiastic. Now, let me ask you this. Should Web 3 be trading above Web 2? Like, if anything should be pricey, shouldn't it be Web 3? And what happens just for a month? Just for a month. If everybody goes, ETH is Web 3. Me and Ian Bellina would have told you that in 2019 and early 2020, actually throughout most of 2020. ETH is Web 3. That got traded in 2020. And what happens if what's old is new again? Last year was ETH killer year. What happens if there's a no ETH killer month, right? Because when ETH goes, you know this, all right? When ETH goes, it goes, okay? Creative said, buy ETH, it's all FUD. Well, I can't give investment advice, but I do agree there is a lot of FUD out there in the market. Okay, Johnny Ice Cream likes TA in the morning. MMK56, a regular, is telling everyone to smash the like, and we appreciate it. And Bob Marr says, housing always ends up being key. Okay. And Wrong Again says, I'm already in. Here's the final word. Okay. We wanted to give it to you early and quick today. Paul Tudor Jones from Market Wizards. The best trades are the toughest trades. This one's going to be tough. They're all tough. That's why we want you on the beach, relaxed for when the time comes. Because when they give up below 1,500, or if today was the give up, when they give up, when they sell the art that's not correlated to the economy, I want you to be there. I want you to have the opportunity. If you're wrong, you'll get stopped, right? One trader I used to say is, if I'm wrong, I'll lose money. Okay? Not investment advice, right? You'll lose this much. If you're right, well, you know, forget about it. All right. So that is the quick market update for today. Wanted you guys to have it early. Okay. We will be back tomorrow. I'm your host, Bill Noble. We'll see you then.